being on top of the fort here with Henry. And historically, this was a prototype fort built in 1857 during the Napoleonic times. It was built as to protect against a possible attack by Napoleon III, and it was used as a prototype fort. They kind of ironed out any issues that they found and used it to then build the fort at Portsmouth and so on. But and it was put into use through the war as well, the two wars. I'll just show you. You can see the big drop down there. Hopefully you can hear me, it's really windy. So we're overlooking the sea, so it was a great vantage point putting this here. Right at the mouth of the River Adur as well. That is where the River Adur goes into the English Channel, so they would be able to see if anybody was invading. Hey Darren, hopefully you can hear me. Tall shadow. I will try not to talk to the point that I don't notice there's a big drop, as I will scream. So Brighton's down there, and the Coast Guard station's there. So you can see it's a very favourable position for a defence fort. I'm just going to show you something else from up here. And this is actually looked after and preserved still. Just to give you an idea. The defence here, you can see what... Henry, be quiet, sorry. Henry, you're not defending the fort, Henry. So this is what it would be like. Hey Steve, sorry it's a bit blowy. It was basically a trap for any attacking force, because we had gun batteries with cannons capable of firing only about 800 yards, and then the fort would basically look like one of those gun batteries, but actually they would then sail closer to the shore, and the fort had new guns which would give them a 4,000 yard firing range. Oh Henry, you don't need to defend the fort. Oh God, Henry is defending the fort. Sorry everybody, 1 minute. Oh yeah, so carrying on. So the firing range then was 4,000 yards, and that would make the enemy ships then much easier targets, so that if an invading force did manage to land their boats over there, then the troops would still have to run up the beach under fire, be confronted by that 15-foot sheer drop that I just showed you, which I'll show you again. There's a big ditch, so they would then be unable to get down again, get out of the ditch, and they would be in a trap. They would then have this 12-foot wall, nowhere to go. So, and then these guys here would be able to fire through from the caponniers, and any attack would basically fail. So this gives you a really good idea of what it would have looked like. The powder monkeys here is where the shells would have been handed up to the gun crews by the young cadets there. Gives you an idea again. And then they had this muzzle which loaded the cannons there. So all of the cannons were upgraded using this technique. So these are all the technical terms of it. Beach, yeah, we know the beach. Ditch, I'll show you the ditch again in a minute. Caponnier is there. And then the guns were here. So I'll walk around a little bit more for you in a minute. So I'll show you that ditch that I was just talking about. See, what would happen is that possibly they would have been under attack, as I say. Yes, I think the Littlehampton one is under sand dunes, or was. This one, the two of those were prototype forts, but this one is obviously still here, and a lot of volunteers and so on keep it. You know, they've done a lot of excavating excavating. So there's the ditch where the people would have been trapped, and any mistakes they made with regard to building the fort, they would have rectified for then further forts further forts, try and say that, in the future. And also people, anyone attacking, as I say, in particular, they built this because they thought there would have been an attack from Napoleon III. You see, attack could have been here because Brighton was quite well, had the army and everything there, so an attack would be more likely to be coming into Shoreham, thinking they would be unnoticed. So I'm going to so the wall is still here, the views are outstanding, so you could easily see if any invading force was coming. I do believe there was a slight incursion as well, I think in the 1600s. This was also a film studio here as well after the fort wasn't needed, but this is the last one of its kind, so it is pretty famous. Yes, I'm just going to show you a bit of that as well, Steve. 1 second. Hang on there. Let's go. I'm going to walk around because there's another section over there. There's probably a lot more when it's less windy. So this is the barrack block here, and so they had volunteers during the war. So this was built at the rear of the fort, the barrack block, and the 1st Sussex Artillery Volunteers actually lived here. So they had to sight the cannons and run the fort. So they had a cookhouse, they had dormitory as well, they had a prison cell, so they had all their supplies here. So this man here, Martin Landfried, was bandmaster of the 1st Sussex Artillery Volunteers. He was also renowned as the man who had sounded the bugle for the charge of the Light Brigade during the Crimean War. It's interesting. Oh, he lived in Hove. So yeah, the barrack blocks were all here. I think some of that is still in existence down there. It's closed at the moment. You can't go. So 17 men would have fitted in the dormitory. Yeah, the 1st Sussex Artillery Volunteers. Right, we'll walk around a bit more. I think that would have been one of the barrack blocks down there. So there's a lighthouse over there as well. So you can see it's really is a key position from a point of view of sea defences. As I say, it's the mouth of the River Ada. You've got the port there. You've got the Coast Guard there, reading this book. You've got Brighton. I'll just zoom into Brighton. Hang on. Brighton is down there. You get a really good view of the coast, and you can walk along the arm there. Right, I'm going to walk along a little bit, guys, because there's a little bit more history. I hope everybody's doing well. I haven't been on Haps much. I've had a lot of stuff going on, so I thought I should try and do a stream. And it's been terribly windy today. There's been a lot of where's Henry gone? Let me see. Henry! Oh, I hear him. Henry, this way. Good boy. Come on. It's way down there. He's protecting the fort. Crazy dog. Look, you can see where they would have look, you can see the holes there that they would have put the rifles through if anyone dropped down into that ditch. Oh, thank you, Steve. I love the fact he's gone on guard. He thinks anybody coming in is not allowed. And look at this down here. That would have all been part of it. Yeah, you see the ditch there? I'll try and walk around and show you the ditch more clearly. You can kind of see it's a double ditch. That is not the technical name. Here he comes. Come on, Henry. It's in pretty good order still. You can see some of the structure down here. So as I say, they were hoping to deceive the people if there had been invaders. I'm right, Darren. Tell you what, there has been a lot of aeroplanes talking about the war. The some of the ones from World War II, because there's an air show along the coast in a week or two, and I think they're all based at the airport here. Oh my gosh, the skies have never been so noisy. So there's a lot of old planes going up in the skies at the moment. So hopefully I might be able to try and catch some of those at some stage with the HAP zoom. So there's the beach over there further along, and Worthing in that direction. But look, all the ditches are still there and the wall's still pretty intact. But as I say, they were trying to kind of fool any invaders that their range was a lot less than it actually was. Fancy being trapped over on the other side of that with a rifle pointing. Right, hang on, Henry, we'll just go and look. So this was also a film studio as well. Like, I think there's a little bit of information about that. I'll just show you how large it is. When they open again, I'll come and do a proper tour. We'll have more details. You can see the little windows down there. 1 second. There, that they would have looked out of. It's amazing, really. Yeah, so I think there's a bit over here. I'll just tell you what this bit is in a second. So yeah, it's been used, had a few uses throughout the years. Oh yeah, here we go, you get a better view from here. I think it was, I'm just going to go and check that. I believe it was. I'll show you. So look, this is here we go, 1939 to 1945. Aerial view of Shoreham Fort with modifications, 1942. Okay, aircraft recognition, as we were just talking about aeroplanes. Oh, look at that, guys. So it played a huge part in supplying troops, landing craft and supplies to the front line abroad, extensively modified to defend the harbour and to guard against possible invasion. So there's the harbour there. Yeah. So basically, the guns had been used, let's have a look, they had to defend the harbour against a possible invasion. 2 large ammunition stores were built on top of the terraplane, and the ancient gun emplacements were modified to accept 2 6-inch naval guns. These guns had been used on battleships during World War I, but were recycled in 1939 as coastal defence guns. Oh my gosh, with a firing range in excess of 14,000 metres. That's incredible. Ideal to reach enemy shipping along the south coast. And a searchlight tower was built to the east with an observation tower on top of the western magazine. They both had throw switches installed so that when armed they could activate 5 mines to blow up the harbour entrance here, which is just in there, the harbour entrance by where the Coast Guard is there. So the mines would basically go off and then they would prevent access to the enemy. So because it was, as we were just saying about Shoreham Airport, that's only about 10 minutes away, going that direction. Because it was so close to the airport, the fort had armaments to target aircraft. Silhouettes of aircraft were used. This is them. So these silhouettes were used to instruct and train personnel in accurate aircraft recognition to prevent mistaking friendly aircraft for the enemy. Oh, these are the Nissen huts down there. Nissen huts were also erected to extend the barrack block for the accommodation of the servicemen, army regulars, members of the Royal Observer Corps and the Home Guard. So actually, it was a huge, huge operation, totally modified during 1939 to 1945. Look at that, guys. So that's quite interesting. I'm not sure what was stored. You see, down here, obviously things. You can go down here, I'll show you. Oh. Henry, you still with me? Good boy, Henry. Do your guarding. Right, so as I say, looking that way is over the harbour. And these would have all been used, connected. I'm not sure if this was to do the cannon here, because they haven't got all the history out anymore. But yeah, they would have been using the Some of the guns would have been here, look, because they would have used those to look out of. And I'll take you on the lower level in a minute as well. Hang on. Yeah, you can just imagine it, can't you, being down here. It's really, gosh, it's like really strange. I think definitely no cannon were connected to these. I forget what the name of those are there. So yeah, these were definitely great lookout points. Obviously a lot of this down below isn't there anymore, but they have got these structures around the edges. I think they've been doing a lot of excavations as well. I think it all sort of stopped with lockdowns. Yeah, it's actually really, it's quite good because it's normally incredibly breezy being stuck up so high. It's actually not as breezy as I thought it might be. There you go, there's another one there. So we're right by Shoreham Beach, and then you can go down here. I'll show you what's down here, just to give you a perspective of it. I'll probably do the history of the film studio on another one. That'll be a separate one, I think. Yeah, there's a Nissan hut, Shoreham Fort. You can see how high up it is from this angle. What does it say here? Yeah, it was a film studio before World War One, which is quite interesting. So as I say, that was really like the original films. I think this is one of the Nissan huts here. I don't know what that is down there. I don't know if this was like the jail or something. Look, looks a bit, I don't know what they would have stored in there. That's probably had that probably had armaments in there, because don't forget all the defensive soldiers would have been along here. Oh, I'll show you that drop. Hang on, I'll give you a better idea of the drop going down. Try and hold it over because I don't want to fall off. I don't know if you can see it down there. It's right on the other side of that. Well, you can see how steep this bank is actually. Look, incredibly steep bank. Woo. Definitely has the atmosphere of what it would have been. Oh God, I was going to fall down then. Of what it would have been like. A second, guys. Yeah, the Coast Guard's in the perfect position there. And look at these tiles and everything. And bricks, they're amazingly well preserved. Oh, there you go. There you go. You can see how steep this was. You would not be able to get up here in a hurry. Yeah. I don't think I've actually walked along this part before. There you go. You can see through. Very narrow. Oh yeah, look, you see how long it is going along there. And then there's another building at the end. And then, hopefully, let's have a look what this one is without me walking down there. 1 second, guys. Let's see. Well, I don't know whether, I'll have to try and find a map of it sometime. Find out what all these there's bars on those windows. So it was either the jail or stores, I'm not sure. Henry, pull me up, Henry. Quite steep. Yeah, you definitely wouldn't escape if you got caught down here. There you go, you get a bit of a sunset over the fort as well. There you go, you can see how close it is to the sea from up here. I'll show you from back up here. And there's the arm, Shoreham Arm as they call it, and the harbour entrance which they would have been defending from invasion. And there you can see the wind turbines at the port. Yeah, it was a great viewpoint here. You can see why they chose to put it here. There's Worthing just along there. Well, I think I'll probably finish on this one. Thanks to everybody who joined me. It's incredibly windy now. I'll do another one when I can get a map of it. Should be pretty cool. There aren't any comments coming up, so I don't know if I've lost the signal or not. One of my ones shut the other day. Well, here's what I mean about it being a really blowy spot. I'm just walking around to the latter part here. So yeah, this is Shoreham Beach. As I say, it's the last of its kind, this fort. So I'll try and find some more information out. Do another trip when it's less windy, and when they have like an open day. Maybe there'll be an open day again. Yeah, thanks for watching. Look, you can see all the, what did they call those? There is a technical name. Hang on, I'll just show you this bit because I didn't come to the very end. Yeah, it's good. I'm going to definitely be doing more history ones. There's been a bit of issues with absent signal recently. Yeah, look at that building down there though. Oh, actually, hang on. Didn't realise this goes on all the way around. So you wouldn't want to come along here, would you, Darren, if you'd had a couple of drinks? Roll down into the... Actually, I think somebody told me once they ran down here when it was really dark and it's not lit up. And you can imagine how easy it is to fall down here. Oh my God. Really dangerous, actually, without any lighting. Because look, the public footpath's just there. So if anybody didn't realise, there was a big drop. There you go. So it's pretty fast. Thank you everyone for watching. Hopefully everybody learnt a little bit. I did. And we've got a lovely sky. Enjoy the rest of Friday. Yeah, follow me if you're not already for more history and travel and random adventures. Thank you so much. Have a lovely evening, well, or afternoon. And I'll see you all soon. Take care. Bye.